Happy Wednesday! Last week we practiced drawing straight lines with a straight edge using either a hard cardstock or a ruler, but we were practicing drawing straight lines. It was really important to learn how to use our ruler effectively. Today we're going to drop into adding to that and thinking about geometric shapes. Now you're going to remember that a geometric shape is a shape that has a name. So some examples would be squares, rectangles, triangles, diamonds, circles, and ovals. Anything that has a name. But for our project today, I want you to only concentrate on the shapes, the geometric shapes, that have angles. So we're only going to think about things like the triangles, diamonds, rectangles, parallelograms, hexagons, anything that we feel comfortable drawing that has an angle. So to start off, what I want you to do is I want you to draw several of those geometric shapes on your page. Let's start with 5. I'm going to use my straight edge to draw because I want to make sure that my lines are nice and crisp. I don't want messy work. It'll turn out better for me in the end if I really take my time and do it correctly. So again, 5 shapes. You can see I'm not making it too small. That box, the sides were 4 inches, I think. No, maybe it doesn't look quite like that. Whoops. They don't have to be perfect shapes, so the sides don't have to be equal. Don't feel like they do. They can go on your page any way you want them to, but do use that straight edge. Don't make them too tiny. Anything you feel comfortable drawing. And you might feel like that first you want to practice these on another sheet of paper before you commit to your actual work, and that's okay too. Don't feel like that's a problem. Sometimes drawing with that straight edge can be a little intimidating, and your comfort level is what's important here. So if you practice first, that's okay. That's why we did what we did last week. That was actually a form of practice first for us. Okay, I need one more shape. I think I'll use a diamond. Remember, odd number of shapes. I would say to start, let's make 5. 3 is really not going to give you the practice I want you to have. 7 is going to be a little intimidating. If you're really comfortable after you've completed this, then certainly go ahead and try again. You can make as many shapes as you want to when you do it again. Okay, somewhere on your paper we are going to make a dot. You're going to decide where that is. There's no wrong or right place. I'm going to make it here. You can see that is not a major circle. It's a small dot. I just use the tip of my marker to do that. Now what we're going to be doing is 1-point perspective. This is our 1 point. 1-point perspective, that is our point. In order to make these 3-dimensional geometric shapes, we're going to use that point. Many of you have done the box within a box, connect the lines to make a shape that's 3-dimensional, but you can see all those lines. This is the way, when we actually get into drawing things in perspective, this is the way it should be done. So, first thing I want you to do is create a mantra. A mantra is something we say over and over in our head because it's important and because we want to make sure that we do it every time. So my mantra for this project is I always, always start at the angle and draw to the point. I'm starting with the shape that's closest to my point. That's also important. You'll see why in a minute. So, angle, point. Whoops. Angle to the point. Angle to the point. I've now made that square a 3-dimensional shape. It has more than just the 4 sides. It's not a flat shape anymore. Next shape closest to my point, I'm going to determine is this one. Angle, point. You can say this out loud or in your head, but say it every time. Angle, point. Angle, point. Now that's where it gets a little tricky. I do not want to draw over any other lines. I do not want to draw inside any of those faces, any of those spaces. So, would I draw this line? No, because it cuts right through everything. Would I draw this line? No, because it cuts right through everything. Would I draw this one? Again, no, because it cuts right through everything. My next closest shape is my rectangle. Again, always saying or thinking, angle, dot, angle, dot. Am I going to draw this one? You're correct. I would not, because it cuts through my space. Would I draw this one? Again, you're correct, because it cuts through my space. I don't draw through anything. It leaves it clean and open. Now you're starting to see those shapes popping out of the center. It almost looks like an explosion of shapes. Let's continue further out. My next closest shape is this one. This is when it gets a little tricky. And this is why we always start at the angle to draw. I start at my angle. I'm lined up to my point. But when I hit that other shape, I stop. Line up at my angle and my dot. Start at the angle toward the dot, but I stop. Now we've added overlap. This shape is overlapping that shape. This one is behind. Our final shape is going to do the same thing. Always start at my angle, always stop. Now for this project, when we do it in class, I do give you erasers. So feel free to grab an eraser for this project if you need to. I'm going to draw this one. No, I am not. This one. No, I am not. You have successfully done a project where you've created two-dimensional geometric shapes and turned them into three-dimensional geometric shapes. Add some color and have fun with this. You could color each face of your shape a different color. That'll really make it stand out nicely. You could do it in a color scheme, like complementary colors, colors opposite on the color wheel, analogous colors, colors next to each other on the color wheel, primary colors, secondary colors. You decide how you want to color them. But each face, let's do a different color. You can repeat colors. So if this one was red, yellow, and blue, you wanted to use red and yellow over there, you certainly could. So have fun with this. Next week, we're going to take it another step. I'm also going to attach in this project this sheet that gives you a little bit more instruction. And if you don't have a straight edge to, well, you're going to need a straight edge anyway. But if you don't have paper to draw these different shapes out, or you would prefer to print and then draw, you could use this if you would like. Remember, we don't draw through things, okay? All righty, have fun. See you later.